Tyler is still doing a happy dance. He's still maybe a little bit drunk from yesterday, but no, I'm kidding. I'm
Very much
kidding.
so
Totally kidding.
hungover. Very much so hungover.
No, it was quite a day for you, man. So obviously the big news is the Super Bowl happened yesterday, and Tyler's Eagles are your Super Bowl champs. They get the win 40-22, very decisive fashion. And it was only 20, that was cosmetic at the end. They got two touchdowns at the end to kind of make it look pretty. You guys were up 40-6 when you finally let your foot off the gas with a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, with that said, I think Tyler, go ahead and do your thing, man. Go off.
I mean, I don't have a voice. It's there. I'm not gonna yell. I yelled plenty last night. There was a lot of superlatives of cuss words being thrown around, of pure joy, excitement. I picked up anyone and everyone that I could. I put Sam on his tippy toes because I couldn't really pick him up, but I tried. Honestly, I couldn't ask for anything better. I won my fantasy football league this year, which felt great. I didn't win the Vinces, but that's okay. There's always next year. And then my team gets the win, a decisive win, and I could not be any more happier about the situation. And I'm be totally honest with you, man. I'm still I'm still taking it in. It's been a magical run, and I love every bit of it. And I'm ready to run it back, man. I'm excited. Let's do it again. 2025, 2026 season. Let's run it. Let's see if we can try and make this championship into a dynasty that we know that we could potentially have on our hands here. So, man, I can't say much more than just I'm excited to be an Eagles fan today. I'm glad I woke up and realized I'm a Super Bowl champ, just like they are. I did nothing to help out other than cheer on, but that's more than enough.
Right on. Yeah, and we all watched it at Sam's place actually. Sam, the house is still standing. We didn't burn it down or nothing, right?
No, your guys are all good. We got up early, cleaned everything. Well, we cleaned everything last night before we went to bed, and so yeah, everything's in order.
Right on, right on. And even Tim was there too. Tim's not going to be speaking, but he had fun. Him and his wife and son were there too. So it was fun to get Tim to hang out with us as well. And yeah, it was a bunch of people there, and we had a good time. And the game was pretty straightforward, right? There was nothing really special. Like it was locked up before we even had a chance to think about it. Really, I mean, we can talk about the Kendrick Super Bowl halftime show as well a little bit. That was really well done. I thought. I enjoyed the fake out. He made like he was about to start, not like us, and then they went and did something else, and then they circled back and did the whole thing. And man, the memes dragging Drake straight to hell after that.
To
Top tier.
bring both of his exes, though, not just SZA, but
Mhm.
also bring out the best tennis player, women's tennis player to ever live, Serena Williams, and have
You
her
could
crip walk.
you don't have to have the qualifier of women. I think she's just the best ever. Period. At this point, I don't know who's gonna take the title from her. But yeah, no, totally, man. Like it was so cool to see that happen. Like we cut to her, and I'm like, Serena, so cool. Yeah, yeah. Just overall, and like I actually read an article on the Athletic. This guy who used to be a touring musician, who's now a sports writer, he actually rated like the all the halftime show performances basically from the 90s when they started doing big time halftime shows. And he had the Kendrick. Where do you think he had the Kendrick one rated?
Nobody's beating Prince. I don't
Nobody's
care who
no,
you are,
no, it's not. No, Prince
but
is number one.
I would say probably about number two on his list.
What about you, Sam?
Definitely, I'll say top three, top five, something like that.
Okay, he had it at 4. So
Okay.
his number 2 was a couple years ago, the Dr. Dre and others, Dr. Dre and Friends
I don't know if
show
I
a couple
liked
years
that one
ago.
that much. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't Like
Part
Rihanna being pregnant and being like 60 feet in the air
Rihanna,
was impressive.
Rihanna was like number 11 or something like that because yeah, I mean because she was pregnant, she didn't do any like super crazy like being up in the air is crazy enough, I guess. Um, that was as far as they went, but like like his number three, and I know Sam, you're gonna hate it when I say this. He had the U2 show as number three, and I was like, ugh. And
No.
then Kendrick, yeah. But then he had Kendrick number four, and I would say Kendrick is probably. I mean, I have to sit on it a little bit, but for me, I think it was pretty close to a top five performance. I think halftime show. Like I thought it was very, very good, and he even said, "Hey Drake," but skipped the one word that was gonna get him sued, I guess, or whatever. So he was very. Who'd have thought the Pulitzer Prize winning artist was smart about what to say, when to say it, right? God, he's so good. He's so good. It's not fair. Like, yeah. So I mean, prop bets had a lot of fun with that too, and like the Gatorade bath, Sam, you got that right. That was yellow. Was the official one. I got I got it right that the first commercial was gonna be none of the options, Tyler, you had out there. It ended up being like food or something, right? Yeah, I don't even remember, but oh, everybody, it was over on the national anthem. So like, yeah, just like we had fun. Like there was no real down parts. We didn't have to do a costume change, or we didn't have to change it up, change the luck up at all. Like it was just good luck, good going, good sailing the entire way. So so with the win, Tyler officially locked in the W for our Super Bowl pick'em as well. And that's because he had the Eagles winning the Super Bowl from the preseason, so he ended up with 10 bonus points that way. So dubs for our boy. Yeah, that's I think that handles anything you guys else want to say about the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Um, Kenny Pickens had a Super Bowl appearance before Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett, baby. Oh boy.
Uh, to be a Cowboys fan.
I just love you know, the Chiefs getting punched in the face and
Mhm.
Oh, Mahomes
dethroned, if you
literally got
will.
punched in the face by Carter. Quite
Oh,
literally.
yep.
Yeah, that's like that's
Our
like the image of
that's our
our
cover image. Normally we have a couple of different images, and then like something in the background. That's the one image we use for all three of them. For this one, we just I think it encapsulated the entire game pretty well. It was just from start to finish. It was an absolute dismantling. The Chiefs couldn't run the ball at all, and then when they couldn't run the ball, they were able to pin your boys on the defensive line were able to pin their ears back and just fucking go. And I don't know, I lost track of how many times he got sacked. It 5, 6, 7, I don't know.
I think it was
Here's crazy.
6.
He got sacked 6 times,
Right?
and Vic Fangio never called a
A blitz.
what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he never called a blitz once.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean to basically drop back everybody into coverage and have
Mhm.
your front seven beat their offensive line one on one and put Patrick Mahomes under that much duress. That was definitely, the interceptions, the bad throws,
Mhm.
getting after them. And, a couple years ago when the 49ers had a shot to beat the Chiefs, like that was the one thing they did well was get after the quarterback. I think that's kind of like the blueprint of beating the Chiefs is, you gotta get after Mahomes. And
Mhm.
as great as he is on the run, you still gotta force him to make mistakes. And that the secondary, the everything that the Eagles did defensively, they hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I read another article where they talked about the key to defeating Patrick Mahomes actually is you make him hold the ball for like 3.3 seconds or longer. Um, because like he starts when he starts escaping and doing stuff, that all happens pretty quickly actually. So when he's like getting rid of the ball in like 2.5 to 3 seconds, he's still really great. but when he's forced to hold on to it even longer because your coverage is great, that's when the line really falls apart. Just like, and it was, yeah, I mean, dismantling is the great word for it, and he's, that's how you beat him, right? Is you don't let him make the big plays happen, right? So, and the Eagles did that perfectly with the Bulldogs defensive line. So,
It was fun. It was I thoroughly enjoyed my hate watch
yeah,
of the Chiefs. So it was very good.
right
Job
on.
well
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Worse things have happened. That's for sure. Yeah. As far as the Super Bowl goes, last call for anything, or we'll move on to the news and notes of the NFL at large. The Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025 was announced. We got Antonio Gates, tight end for the Chargers. Jared Allen was a defensive end for the Panthers, I think. The
And the
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah, yeah. Sterling Sharp was a wide receiver for the Packers. He ended up retiring because of injury, but like he was on the Hall of Fame track, and he probably should have gotten a little bit sooner than he did. But here he is now. And Eric Allen gets in, cornerback, former Raider.
Former Raider, former Eagle. I think he goes in as an
Yeah, yeah,
Eagle.
yeah. He went
Yeah,
in as an Eagle.
Yeah.
right. But yeah, I mean, both of you
Yeah,
guys got
8
represented there a
7 or
little
8
bit.
seasons with the Eagles and, 4 seasons with the Raiders. Yeah, no, hell of a player, definitely deserving of the Hall of Fame, and, what a perfect weekend to unite a couple fan bases. Raider fans are happy, the Chiefs are, got their jaw broken up a little bit, and, the Eagles win, and we're sharing this Hall of Famer, so great
Yeah,
great news.
totally. Um, Josh Allen won the MVP. I think it was down to between him and Lamar. Really, was what we thought it would be, and it ended up being close. But Josh Allen ends up eking it out. Kevin O'Connell is your coach of the year. I mean, the Vikings had 14 wins, and they were supposed to be completely
With
dead
their
last.
with
Like,
their backup quarterback,
yeah, with
essentially.
their backup quarterback. Let's see. Sunday morning of Super Bowl Sunday morning, Debo Samuel requested a trade, and the 49ers have granted him permission to seek one. I'm wearing my Debo shirt right now because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to. So we'll see what the trade value is for Debo in the coming weeks. I would imagine if they're able to get something done under the pressure of the draft, that would probably be the most beneficial for the Niners. When other teams are like want see something and they want to jump up to 11 and grab a player, that would be the time to strike for that. So I don't know that a trade is going to happen before then, before the draft. So we're going to be talking about this off and on for a couple of months, I suspect. Um, that being said, the dead cap hit, they restructured it so that way if he's traded before June 1st, it's actually like a $30 million hit this year. If they trade him after June 1st, then it's 10 million this year and 20 next year. So
Wow.
I mean, even then, even if they trade it before, like that's gonna require much more capital than I think other teams are willing to give up for Debo at this point, too. So like he's really like his contract makes it really tough to trade him, and and I don't know that any team wants to take on that much money for a guy who woefully underperformed last year by any
Sure.
and all metrics, so
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, like,
right.
on the open market, last year, it seemed like there was a opportunity to trade him. It
Mhm.
fell apart on draft day weekend or whatever, and that was coming off of a decent season, and now there's a disappointing season. Like, the value for Debo Samuel couldn't be any worse. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's really a trade market for
Mhm.
him to really find anyway, because if you're the 49ers and you're gonna take all this dead cap money on your salary cap for the next 2 years, whether that's 10 million and 20 million, that 20 million, you're gonna want something in return that's of value,
Mhm.
and you're going to mess up your salary cap. You want something back in return, and then the opposition ain't going to help you out. Oh, let me
Yeah,
give you a first or a second round draft pick because you're going to be hurt on your salary cap.
yeah,
Nah, not going
no,
to happen.
no,
So
no. You
he's
gotta.
either going to be a
I mean,
49er or straight up cut. Like
yes, yeah,
that's really the
and
only way I see it.
yeah. So he's gonna like as far as the dead cap goes, like that's gonna suck no matter what. But as far as the teams that you could fleece to get it done, Debo's not gonna want to go there. He's not gonna try to work out a trade with any of those teams. So
Right.
he's going to want to try to go to a contender, right? And I don't see a contender, a legitimate contender, willing to make that kind of trade. Maybe you can catch the Chiefs napping, but they're not going to give up a first or a second for him. Like at best, you might be able to get a third, and they're desperate, I think, for wide receiver help.
Yeah, it's true.
Clearly. So I don't see it, man. But
I mean, they don't even know if Rice is going to be on the team. He may be behind bars by
yeah,
the start of next season.
yeah, that's a huge question mark that didn't get resolved during this season. So there's that. I mean, and he's the best receiver they have right now. D Hop is washed. So yeah, it's just not a good look. They have to revamp that wide
And then
receiver room.
if you are a team like the Chiefs, why would you trade a first or second round draft pick for Debo Samuel where
Exactly.
you can just pick a wide receiver who's younger and cheaper,
Hmm.
where you don't know if the Debo Samuel you're trading for is the Debo Samuel that's, one of the Yak brothers, is
Hmm.
able to do all these incredible things because last year he looked like he got hit with the kryptonite.
Yeah,
Didn't look like the same player. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I don't see a market for him. I think if I'm on his circle, his agent, who's probably gonna say, "You know what? You probably just need to stay a 49er and hopefully have a bounce back year. Otherwise, like, you're cut material."
right.
If the 49ers really wanna move on, they're just gonna cut him 'cause there's no market.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey,
So
guys,
yeah,
I have to pick up
yeah.
my lovely wife. You guys have a wonderful show.
Mhm.
Go Birds, and we'll pick this up next week. But have a hell of a show, guys, man.
Yeah.
Have a good one. All right.
All right. Have a
Later.
good one, Tyler. Congratulations, bud.
Later,
Yep.
dude.
Later, guys.
Later. All right. So,
Alright, now
Sam,
that he's gone, let's really talk shit about
we're gonna really talk all the shit now. No, no. So I guess that brings us to our next point. At this point, they've already released the way too early odds on next year's Super Bowl. Caesar's Sportsbook. I actually screen capped all of these odds, and this is as of last night, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Sam, who do you think the favorite is?
the Eagles.
That is correct at plus 650. Um, Baltimore is plus 700, Buffalo 750, Kansas City 750, Detroit is 800, and then we have a bit of a tier jump. The Niners lead the next pack at plus 1400. And then you jump again to plus 1800 for the Bengals, and then everybody else is 2000 or more. Do you want to guess where your Raiders are sitting?
They're somewhere, I don't know, middle of the pack.
They're lower than that. There's only three teams they have at worse odds to win.
So, like, 1,400?
Uh, plus 1,500,
Plus
15,000.
15, okay.
15,000. They actually have them at the same level as Carolina, Cleveland, New Orleans, all, and the Raiders are all at plus 15,000. Tennessee is plus 20,000, and the New York Giants are plus 30,000. So, yeah, yikes. Not looking. Vegas doesn't think too highly of your boys right now, so you got to really win the offseason to change that around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the statistics of a last to first Super Bowl winner. So, when's the last time a team, finished last in the division? They're the only team in the division that didn't make the playoffs. And then to
Right.
turn around and be a winning team and then get to the Super Bowl and win, I don't know.
Yeah.
But um,
It's asking
yeah,
a lot.
as you guys know, I'm pretty fired up with the hire and the direction that they're going. I
Mhm.
think like next year, it's really just can you be competitive and can you sneak into the playoffs with whatever free agents and draft picks you get in here. But again, Pete Carroll signed a 3-year deal. This is not a build where he has 4, 5, 6 years. So it's time to compete right away. So I'm looking at like year 2, year 3 to actually be uh, a real contender. It's really that second or third year because you're going to need a
Right.
couple draft classes and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's just you got to get Pete guys.
Yeah,
So, my dad in the chat says Debo to Cleveland for Miles Garrett? Question mark. I don't think Cleveland makes that deal. Although Cleveland is really stupid, and that's a team that you could fleece and get it done. That being said, Debo's not going to be trying to work out that a trade there. They told Debo to try to find a trade partner first off.
yeah,
So so they're going to let him do the first round of trying to find it. That being said, yeah, I don't see Debo finding a team that's going to be contender that is going to give him what he wants or what the Niners will require, So
for sure.
we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. We're gonna have plenty of weeks to talk about this going forward. And I guess with that, with the odds, I'm just looking around. You got Washington, Green Bay are both at plus 2,000. So 20 to 1 odds basically is what it is. 20 to 1 for I mean, Green like for Washington looked really good. A team that was in the NFC title game at 20 to 1. The Bengals at 18 to 1 are kind of interesting too, just because they're the way they were playing basically they started off ice cold and had to and couldn't quite overcome the cold start. And it's funny, you got a team that was in fourth place at 14 to 1 with the Niners. So I mean, of course the Niners are the Niners and they expect them to rebound. So it's interesting. um any teams that you're curious about where they fall? Seattle is 60 to 1, Arizona 66 to 1, Minnesota 35 to 1. Chargers are 25 to 1. God, Denver is 40 to 1. Miami is 40 to 1 as well. Chicago 40 to 1. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know, man. Yeah, yeah. So,
long off season
yeah, long off season. Those odds will certainly change as it goes, and um, win totals are probably where I'm more interested, and those won't come out until we're already like preseason games playing starting, and that's August. So again, just a lot of talk to do between now and the start of next year. But the NFL is obviously king, and there will always be stuff to talk about.